Alright, hello everyone and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the MA37 ICWS and BR55 service rifle mod, which is being made by user Nova Finch. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is, well, the MA37 and BR55 rifles from the Halo franchise, and oh my, I really love these guns. Now, they're a bit more hard sci-fi than I tend to care for personally in Fallout, but honestly, they're such fun weapons that I don't mind having them in the Commonwealth, as they're just a good time. So let's head into the Pip-Boy and have a look at what we do get here. And the BR55 rifle, as you can see, is gorgeous. Just look at all the detailing on the modeling and the texturing of this thing. It is very well made and does actually have a functioning ammo counter here on the back, which is very cool. I always enjoy things like that. Now, for the ammo counter, you are going to need a prerequisite for the mod of the Fallout 4 script extender. If you don't have it or don't want to install it on your game for some reason, there is actually an alternate download for the mod that doesn't require it, but it also means you will not have the ammo counter. But if you like or have the Fallout 4 script extender, it's functional and it's beautiful. Now, you can also tell here we've got a fair number of different modifications we can add on to this thing, which is always entertaining. And as for its stats, it's a pretty good, serviceable service rifle with a 40 base damage with a 308 round with a firing rate of 27, a range of 95, accuracy of 83, and a weight of 8.4. And with the modifications, you can really bump that up to some good numbers over here, which is always good. Now, as for the MA37, this one, again, is just beautiful. A whole lot more detailing on this thing, considering the modeling and texturing, and is just such a great looking gun. Once again, does have the working ammo counter on the back. Not quite as many mods available as with the BR55, but still a good serviceable number. And as for its base level stats, it'll do 31 damage with a 5.56 round, firing rate of 116, range of 95, accuracy of 66, and a weight of 8.6. And all in all, just a good, fun gun. Now, as for how you get your hands on these, well, you got a couple of options. First is a quest. Now, when you start up the game with this mod installed, you'll get the There'll Be Another Time mission, which will send you to a location where you find the two rifles in the world, giving it a bit of a lore reason for being here, which I do enjoy. But alternatively, you can go to any chemistry station in the world, and even without doing that quest, you'll be able to build these guns in the MA37 and BR55 category. And as you can see here, you can build each of these weapons with a fair amount of different resources here, especially quite a bit of aluminum, and rank 2 in gun nut. Now, one interesting thing about this, typically with a lot of the mods that we find that build a weapon from a chemistry station, they tend to give you the standard version of the gun. This one seems to give you a random assortment of modifications whenever you do build it, which I find intriguing. I have yet to get the same gun twice from building these, which, hey, I'm cool with. It means less modifying them myself when handing them out to my settlers, which is nice. Now, as for the modifications, let's just head on over to the weapon workbench and have a look first at the BR55 service rifle here, which first category is, as usual, the receiver, and we have a number of different ones. Now, they have different names than our typical receivers, but, you know, doing generally the same thing of modifying damage, firing rate, weight, etc., and a good number of different ones here. Now, we then have the barrel, where we either have the standard, a heavy, or a long barrel if you really want some good range. And then in the magazines, we either have the 36, which is standard, or 48 or 60 round prototype magazine. Then we have the scope, where we have a variety. Now, the standard is this Evo ASL2X scope, but there is actually an iron sights version, which is actually pretty cool. I actually really like these iron sights. And then, of course, we have a number of different reflex sights here, quite a sizable number, then a number of different normal sights, including night vision, thermal, etc. So a lot of good options in here for the scope category. Now, next after that, we have muzzle, where we have the standard muzzle brake. We also have a light flash hider, light muzzle brake, compensator, muzzle brake, heavy muzzle brake, another muzzle brake, sound suppressor, yet another sound suppressor, and finally, a third sound suppressor. This one, I think, being the most interesting looking, being wrapped in thick cloth. Kinda cool. And then after that, we have fire modes where you can either go semi-auto, 3-round burst, or fully automatic. And then after that one, we do have rail attachments where you can either have nothing, a flashlight, a laser sight, or both, which is nice to have. And then after that, we do have the ammunition types, where you just have a variety of different things to choose from here, changing up either the number of damage points using the same ammo, or changing it up to like 5mm, or 5.56, 308, etc. And this one being my favorite because it's a frag round, and who doesn't like frag rounds? And yes, just a lot of good options here for ammo type. And finally, we have a damage modifier. So if you'd like to make things more difficult on yourself, you can do a negative modifier, or easier on yourself and go a positive up to a positive 100% damage modifier. And of course, my usual complaint with these sorts of things, I really wish at least it had some form of requirement, because otherwise it kind of feels a little cheaty to me. But I do at least like, there's proper words, that they did include negative ones. So, you know, hey, if you do want to give yourself a bit more of a challenge, there you go. That's at least entertaining. Now, next, of course, we have the MA37, and let's select that one. Now, again, we have similar receivers in here. They go by different names, and we have fewer, but again, doing the same sort of stuff over here stat-wise. We then have magazines, either a 32-round or a 48-round. Then in sights, we have the standard ammo counter, an integrated reflex with the ammo counter, another form of reflex, actually several, and then two more sort of normal scopes, one including a night vision version. Now, then we have the different muzzle attachments, where we have a few different muzzle brakes here, flash hider, compensator, more muzzle brakes, and then sound suppressors. Only two options, though, there. Then after that, we do have a flashlight, either on or off. No laser sights for this one. And then we have the damage modifier with these same things again, from negative 60% to a positive 100%. And finally, we have the ammunition types. And like with pretty much all the categories here, you have a few less options than with the BR55, but still enough to give you some really fun things. This one being my favorite because, again, it's explosive, and who doesn't like high explosive rounds? So let's take a look at these firing, and pull out the standard BR55. That's the one I have selected right now. Correct, I believe. Yes, BR55 service rifle, and watch the awesome ammo counter. Look at it, it counts down. I love that. It's a simple thing, but it makes me happy. And all in all, good sound to the gun, good reload animation, and pretty good recoil control. I mean, it is 3-round burst, so, you know, not the hardest to control ever, but still quite good. And the standard scope, very useful. Now let's take a look at a modified version of this that I made, which is really long. It's a sniping BR65 now, rather than 55, and it's got a good scope, silencer, laser dot, and of course the high explosive frag rounds, cause I mean, who wouldn't want that? And fire. Now, I didn't go with a further zooming in scope, because I still liked having this sort of reticule here, more reflex, but still a fun explosive weapon. And for some reason, I gave it the really big magazine on effectively a sniper rifle. But hey, good times. Now let's go down to the MA37 here and watch its beautiful ammo counter. Beautiful. And for the standard iron sights on this one, it is just, you know, the top of the ammo counter there, which I do like. It has that arrow up at the top, which gives you a little bit of a further indicator, but all in all, not exactly the greatest iron sights ever. And of course, good solid reload animation. And let's take a look at a modified version, which, yeah, extended magazine, another sort of reflex scope on there, and of course, high explosive rounds. Oh, look at him go, it's beautiful. I do love explosive rounds. All right, let's go take out our usual test subjects of Randy and Will. And I think we'll take out... Yes, we'll take out Will with this one, and then Randy with the MA37. Hi, Will. How are you? You're about to explode. And fire. Oop, didn't kill him in one. Got him in two. There we go. Beautiful. And worked out quite nicely. And again, I love the ammo counter. I know it's a small thing, like I said, but I like small things like that. Let's get out the MA37 for Randy and chase him down. Hi, Randy. How are you? And goodbye. And he's dead. Okay. And, anyone down that way? Rad roaches. I don't care to fight. You know what? I'll just send a few rounds down that way to explode. There we go. That maybe killed one or two of them. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, there's mole rats, too. And, well, they're dead now as well from our glorious explosive rounds. Well, yes, that... Oh, no, we got one coming at me. He's dead. Beautiful. Well, that then is going to be it for this episode. It is a pretty awesome gun with, well, actually two awesome guns for you to play around with and enjoy. And all in all, just add a fun new bit of a sci-fi to the game, which, I mean, come on. Who doesn't love that sort of a thing? And why can't I go into the spin camera? There we go. Beautiful. Finally. But yeah, the MA37 and BR55, I think, are very fun additions here to the Commonwealth and just are entertaining guns to play around with. So if you'd like to have a look at this mod for yourself, which I would certainly recommend you go and do, you can have a look at the link in the description as per usual. But that is going to be it for this episode, my friends. I hope you all have enjoyed. You do come back for the next, but until that time, thank you for watching. And as always, have a good one.